Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Queen Shell here. I wanted to come on and do another story time. I want to thank everybody for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Welcome to the Queendom. And give me a thumbs up on this video if you want more story times or more makeup tutorials. Leave some comments down in the comment section. And let's just get the conversation going. So this story time is actually about the time one of my ex-boyfriends cheated on me with my coworker. So it was a few years back. I was working retail at the time, and me and that boyfriend were like in a rough patch. Like, we were together, but we weren't together. So it was weird. Like, I'll never do that again. Either you're with me or you're not with me. Like, not the we're together, but I'm still going to be out here doing what I want to do, but you can't do what you want to do. Men will make you wait for them. They will make you stop your life for them. They will make you, feel like you're less than. They do a lot of those things. So yeah, I'm working this job and a new girl starts. And they're like, oh, you need to train the new girl. So this was when I was younger. I was just, anytime they wanted me to help, I would help, eager to help, just wanted to do the job, loved the job, hyping her up like, go sis. Little did I know, my boyfriend at the time, my boyfriend, but not my boyfriend, comes in and he's eyeing her, but for his own way. So he would say little things like, if you cool, like, I would just tell him about, the girls in the department, because it was a department store. And he would say things like, oh, okay, well, y'all should hang out. Y'all should hang out. Like, encouraging the relationship. So I'm thinking, okay, he wants me to have friends. This is a nice change of events, because usually he wants me all to himself. I can't have any friends. Just real controlling, real, narcissist, basically. So, some time goes by, the girl's working there, and it was like a random Friday. It was a Friday. And he calls me, because I don't have to be to work until 5. He calls me around like 12 and was like, hey, I want to take you shopping before you go to work, so be ready by like maybe 2. So I'm like, okay. But me being me, I'm like, what did you do? Keep in fact, I keep saying, what did you do? So he's like, nothing, baby. I just want to take you shopping. You've been working so hard, and you say I'll never spend time with you. You say I'll never spend enough money on you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, what did you do? And he's like, I didn't do nothing. I just want to show you I love you and appreciate you. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Okay, I'll be ready. So he picks me up. We go to, I believe it was Burlington, because I wanted to go to Burlington. So we go to Burlington, and I'm just racking it up, because I'm like, he did something. I know he did something. So let me just get my money's worth. So I'm buying this, I'm buying that. I'm like, is it okay if I get this? Oh, is it okay if I get that? So I'm spending all this money. Might as well. So I stop and I look at him and I'm like, you sure you didn't do anything? And he's like, no, baby, I didn't do nothing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you know what? I want to go to the store that I worked in. And he was like, you sure you want to go in there? And I'm like, why don't I want to go in there? He like, well, because you got to go to work. I'm like, no, I'll just grab a couple. I just see, I got a couple things I wanted to grab that's on sale. I wanted to grab them before they're gone. So I grab them, and we in line. And the girl is nervous. And I'm like, hey, girl, what's up? And she's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, what? You okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm not feeling good. I don't think I'm going to stay. I'm like, oh, I was hoping we work together tonight. And she was like, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to stay. I'm really not feeling that well. I said, oh, okay. The girl, so my supervisor was like, yeah, she's going to go home. So it'll just be you. I'm like, I got this. I've been doing this for years. Like, I got it. It's okay. And he was like, okay. So then my then boyfriend, he worked there too. But he was in like a totally different department, totally different side of the store. So he was like, all right, well, he didn't have to work. So he was like, all right, I'll talk to you later. So I was like, okay, love you, bye, kiss him and everything. After I made him purchase my stuff there. Because he was trying to get me to go to a different register in the store. And so then my cousin came through because she worked there too, family affair. And she was like, I got to tell you something. And I'm like, what did he do? And she was like, I saw him and Soleil's at Chili's, Applebee's, one of them little restaurants. I said, oh. I said, what time was this? She was like, it was today. And it was at like 12, 1 o'clock. I said, oh, okay. I said, did he see you? She said, yeah, I made sure he saw me. I told him to tell you before I told you. I said, well, you know he wasn't going to do that. So he's calling me, he's texting me while I'm working, and he's like, hey babe, let's go to the movies and let's go to dinner and a movie after you get off work. And I'm like, no, I'm really tired. I don't know. He insists on us going. So I'm like, all right, we can go. So I'm like, put that plan in your head. Come on, put that plan in your head. So I'm like mad. I'm pissed. And I'm just like, you got me out here sitting down. Like, I'm not dating nobody. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm miserable in this relationship. But I think all I want is you, and you gonna change, and we're gonna be together. All bullshit. But I was young at the time. So that's what I thought. I didn't know my worth yet. Ladies, when you learn your worth, you'll know what to take and what not to take. So I finish out my shift. I'm pissed though. But the one thing I'm never going to do is mess with my money. Ever. So I finish my shift. He comes and picks me up. I'm like, okay, I want to go home. I want to shower. I want to change. I want to get cute. Let's go out. So I'm plotting now. And he like, we ain't gonna have time. I'm like, no, I'll be quick. So takes me home, shower, change. We come back. Because we worked in the mall, came back to the mall to do dinner and the movies. So I was like, let's go get the movie tickets first. So anytime we've ever gone to the movies, he always gave me the movie tickets to hold. Because I have the purse. So I'm working. So and it was a movie I really wanted to see anyway. So I put the movie tickets in my purse. We go to dinner. I'm ordering everything. I'm ordering drinks. I'm ordering the most expensive thing I could find on the menu. I'm ordering dessert. And when I'm done and they bring the check, that's when I tell him, I'm like, what did you do? And he was like, I didn't do nothing, babe. I'm like, so why was you with Soleil at Applebee's today? He said, she told you. I'm like, I've been asking you all damn day, what did you do? And you told me you didn't do anything. So he hits me with, well, you know, she didn't know that we not together. So I'm like, but it's your job to tell her that we're together. It's not her job to know because you're around me all the time that we're together. She's not going to guess that. If you're giving her the opportunity, she's going to take it. So I'm mad. So I let him have it. I said, I'm done with you. It's over. I'm done. F you. All that. So I get up and I walk away and I go to the movie. Mind you, I have the movie tickets. So I can get into the movie. So he's calling my phone. He's calling my phone. He's like, where you go? Where you go? Where you at? Texting me. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? So I'm like, not answering. And I'm enjoying the movie. So finally he thinks like, oh, maybe she went to the movie. And he comes in there. So I'm hiding. And I turned my phone off so that he couldn't find me. So I'm watching him watch me watch the movie. So he's in front of me. I'm behind him, but I'm closer to the door. So I start, like, toward the end of the movie, I was like, I'll catch it on DVD. This is how far back that was. So I slipped out the door. I'm floating down the hallway towards I was going to catch the bus home. Yeah, I was going to catch the bus home, but he found me. And he was like, you're not catching no bus home. We gonna be together. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, we're not gonna be together because you're full of shit and you keep wasting my time telling me that we're gonna be together, but you're acting like you want to be with everybody else. So you want to act like you for everybody. So the next day, this gets good. The next day, I have to work with who? Solace. So everybody that knew me, I couldn't hold, like, back then I didn't hold how I felt to myself. I told everybody how I felt. So they knew that I was mad. They knew that I wanted to fight her. They knew, like, I was ready. Because I'm just like, even though he maybe gave you the idea that we weren't together, I talked about him all the time. Everybody talked about him with me all the time. So you knew that that was my dude. So now you got to get fucked up. I'm into work. I had like a 2 to 10 shift. Yep. And she's already there. She has an early shift. So she's nervous. I can feel her energy. I'm big on energy. I feel her energy. So my supervisor was like, hey, I want you on the floor. I don't want you on the register. But if they get busy, I need you on the register. But I need you to stay calm. Because, like, my supervisor was cool. So freaking cool. So I'm like, okay, I'll stay away. But keep her away from me. So everybody knew to keep her away from me. So it came time that they got busy. And they needed help ringing. And I'm like one of the fastest ringers. So I'm like, let me get up here and help them clear this line. Obviously, they're incompetent. And they know good and well that I don't need to be near this girl because I will hurt her. So they have me ringing. It was a quad. It was 4 registers right next to each other. So I'm ringing right next to her. And I lean up next to her, right in her ear. And I was like, you know, I could take that pretty little head of yours and just smash it right into the counter over and over and over again. And she looked at me. And she finished ringing and she left for the day. So my sister comes over. Sister worked there too. My sister comes over and she's like, sis, everything okay? You okay, baby? I'm like, I'm okay, but I want to hurt her. I'm okay, but I really want to hurt her. So then we ended up having a conversation. Like, we were in the break room or something. Like a couple days later, she was like, we have to work together. We should talk this out. He didn't tell me that you guys were together and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, we're very much together. We're very much together. We were engaged. I still have the ring. I have access to the bank account. I have access to the safe. We're together. Like, whatever he's telling you, we're together. So she's like, well, I'll leave him alone. And I ended up, you know, staying with him because I was young and stupid and thought that's who I was supposed to be with. So, moral of that story is know your worth. Don't be out here looking stupid for no man because he ain't out here looking stupid for you. At the end of the day, that relationship, I have so many more stories I can tell that I will tell because this is like therapy for me. I feel good. Like, I may have made a mistake, but hopefully I can keep somebody else from making that same mistake. You know, hopefully I can, you know, inspire somebody to know their worth and get out of a situation that's not benefiting them. If a man is not valuing you, that's not a man that you need to be with. And that's not a man, period. That's a boy. Let's just be honest. But that was the time that my boyfriend at the time cheated on me with my coworker. Well, thank you, loves, for listening to my story. Thank you so much again for all